Ever get a compliment and your brain just panics? Someone says, "You're so good at this," and instead of smiling, you deflect, "Oh no, I just got lucky," or "Actually, I messed up 3 times." Yeah, that's not humility, that's validation sabotage. It's when your nervous system rejects the very thing it secretly craves. And here's the wild part. The longer you do it, the more you train your brain to believe you're never enough. So why do we do this? Where does it come from? And most importantly, how do we stop? If we crave validation so much, why does it feel like torture when someone actually gives it to us? It's weird, right? On one hand, we're glued to likes, follows, and little heart emojis. We want validation all day, but in real life, someone says that was amazing, and suddenly we're acting like accepting a compliment is a crime. It's like craving pizza all week and then crying when someone hands you a slice. Your brain wants it, but doesn't know how to digest it. That's the paradox. We think we're hungry for validation, but what we're actually hungry for is safety, and compliments feel risky. You didn't invent this reflex. It was installed like bad software. Think about it. You didn't wake up at 25 and decide, "You know what? I'll reject every compliment I get." No, this got wired in early. For some of us, praise was conditional, like, "You're smart, so don't mess it up." That's not really praise. That's pressure gift wrapped with a bow. Or maybe praise felt like a setup. Someone says, "You look nice today," then follows with, "So why don't you try harder every day?" Compliments became booby traps you learned to dodge. And then there are the cultural scripts. Maybe you were told, "Don't brag, don't shine too much." You weren't just being humble, you were being trained to shrink. And the wild thing, that childhood script doesn't just disappear, it sneaks into everything you do as an adult. Picture this. You're at work, your boss says, "Great job on that project." Instead of saying thanks, you go, "Oh, I had a lot of help." What they hear? "I'm not actually that capable." Or in dating, someone tells you, "You look amazing tonight," and you shoot back, "Ugh, no, I look exhausted." Translation, "Please never compliment me again, even online." You post a picture, a bunch of people like it, and instead of soaking it in, your brain says, "They probably didn't mean it." See the pattern? Every time you swat away praise, you're basically telling your brain, "Don't trust good things. They're fake." Did you know your brain sometimes treats a compliment like a jump scare in a horror movie? Seriously, your amygdala, that little alarm bell in your brain, lights up the second all eyes are on you. Compliments can feel like exposure. Then layer in the negativity bias. Your brain clings to you messed up like Velcro, but you did great slides right off. Compliments expire faster than milk. And here's the kicker. When you keep dodging praise, your brain doesn't update its files. The prefrontal cortex never saves the "I am capable" memo. So you end up living in outdated software like running Windows 95 while everyone else is on the latest version. So what happens if you never let validation land? You starve in the middle of a buffet. Here's what that looks like. Imposter syndrome. Even when you succeed, you feel like you're faking it. Perfectionism. No compliment is enough, so you keep raising the bar until you collapse. Social anxiety. You don't trust positive feedback, so every connection feels fragile. Loneliness. If compliments bounce off, nobody ever touches the real you. It seems polite on the outside, but inside, you're running on empty, constantly hustling for worth you won't even let yourself accept. If this feels uncomfortably accurate, you're not broken. You're just running an old script. And if you want more videos that expose the sneaky ways your brain holds you back and how to reset them, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell. That way YouTube doesn't sabotage your validation by hiding the next upload. Okay, let's play a quick game. Spot the sabotage. Friend says, "You're funny." You reply, "Nah, I'm just dumb." Coworker says, "That was a great presentation." You go, "Yeah, but I stumbled twice." Stranger says, "I love your outfit." You, "Oh, this old thing? It was $5 at a thrift store." Sound familiar? You probably laughed those off like they're harmless. But imagine if every time you gave someone a gift, they threw it in the trash in front of you. That's what rejecting compliments does. It tells the giver, don't trust your own eyes. I'm not worth it. Here's the radical idea. The cure might be as simple as saying thank you. I know it sounds almost insulting in its simplicity, but for a nervous system that's been dodging praise for decades, thank you is like rewiring the motherboard. Here's how you practice. The compliment pause. When someone praises you, don't fire back. Just take one breath. Gracious acceptance. Say thank you. No jokes, no disclaimers, just 2 words. Mirror training, repeat compliments you've received out loud. Cringe? Yep. Effective? Also yes. Validation journal. Write down compliments at night. Your brain needs physical receipts. Self-praise drills. Every day, name one thing you did well. Because if you can't validate yourself, others' words will always bounce off. These aren't about arrogance. They're about teaching your body what it feels like to let good things in. Accepting praise isn't arrogance, it's alignment. For most of your life, you've been split in two. The version of you the world sees, and the version your brain shrinks down. Every time you deflect a compliment, you keep that split alive. But when you start letting validation in, those 2 versions finally start merging. Here's what it looks like in real life. At work, you stop sabotaging yourself. Instead of dismissing your wins, you own them, and suddenly people start trusting you with bigger opportunities. In relationships, you stop pushing away love. You let your beautiful or your thoughtful land, and your partner feels their kindness matters. That builds intimacy. With yourself, you stop living like being seen as a threat. Your nervous system calms down because it finally gets the memo attention doesn't equal danger. This is more than just learning to say thank you. It's about rewriting your identity. You go from someone who survives on scraps of self-worth to someone who actually sits at the table of their own life. And yes, it's awkward at first. Accepting praise when you've been rejecting it for years feels like wearing shoes that are half a size too big. But the more you practice, the more they fit. Until one day, you realize you're not pretending to be confident. You just are. Here's the real magic. When you stop sabotaging validation, you stop chasing validation. You're no longer desperate for approval, because when it comes, you actually let it feed you. That's freedom. That's alignment. So the next time someone says, "You did amazing," don't swat it away. Don't turn it into a joke. Just pause. Let it land. Say thank you. That tiny act is actually massive. It's your nervous system updating the software. It's you telling yourself, it's safe to be seen. I am worthy, and I am enough.